It's all or nothing. It's all or nothing.
Hi, I'm Jamie Otis, and tonight on Married at First Sight Unfiltered, I sit down with the couples and ask the tough questions. We'll get into the ups and downs, for better or worse, and find out what it was really like to marry a complete stranger.
It's all or nothing. It's all or nothing.
Sonia moved out, and she hasn't moved back in. How does that make you feel?
I'm torn with emotions on the move out because, I don't know, it was just understandable, but yet for her being so committed or self-proclaimed committed, it wasn't being very committed to the whole process.
Explain in your words what happened that caused her to move out to begin with.
There, things that I had said that she wasn't supposed to have heard.
His story is that he was being questioned, and that he was just kind of over it, and he just yelled, well, I'm not even that attracted to her. Mind you, we had already had sex at this point, and then you're saying that, so it just made me feel this small. I was just yee,
Yeah.
I just felt like you're a human being. You really, really hurt me, because I feel like I gave you a piece of me, and you kind of took it, crumpled it up, threw it on the floor. Marriage for me is trying to build someone up. And I think you did the exact opposite of that.
Knowing that she was so hurt by the attraction thing and that you don't give an awful lot of compliments, how are you working on that?
I kind of got on the empathy kick from the experts and stuff like that. So putting myself into the opposite shoes and seeing how I would feel if that was something that I was either stepping on or going over.
I think you yelling out to everyone, I'm unattracted to her, that was insane.
I've never wanted to maliciously hurt anyone verbally in my life.
If you go across boundaries and just, hey, look, I'm just gonna tell you what the heck I'm feeling, you're creating a world of hurt.
Do you feel like you use that now?
I've learned to be selfless, more selfless than I was before, yeah, for sure.
I think what a lot of people want to know is, you said you weren't attracted to her. Are you attracted to Sonia?
I can see it developing, and I can, that was the whole premise of, talking with the experts in the beginning. Can you become more attracted to someone as you get to know them? And I said, totally, for sure. I could see myself doing it, no doubt. So as we're going through this process and I'm learning more about her, yes, I'm becoming more attracted to her, to Sonia.
What is your definition of compromise?
My definition of compromise is doing things for your spouse that they need, not that they want. If they just want you to do something, it's more than compromise. You're going out of your way. I feel like compromise is something that it's a necessity. So you can't compromise on everything.
Before, at the very beginning, there was no compromise.
What do you mean by that?
We have a very hard time communicating. Our communication skills are not great when we're arguing. And it's been something that we've been struggling through.
How are things going?
We definitely have a lot of positive things in our marriage. And then we also have, the not so positive moments.
So let's talk a little bit about that. What do you think one of your biggest hindrances?
One thing as far as the future, and for me, my mindset is we gotta start from the ground up, and we gotta create a base. And talking about the future, I feel, is just wasted time, because we could be talking about issues right now.
But if you're not looking at the future, then what are you looking at? We can't just be day by day. We need to look long term, and part of looking at it long term is the future. It's just learning how to sometimes, you know what? All he needs is for me to listen, and coming to that compromise where sometimes pick and choose my battles.
Yeah.
My definition of compromise is looking at a situation and the choice that has to be made, maybe it's not the choice I really want to make, but it's for the greater good.
I don't think that she was interested in compromising, and I was willing to compromise and to work and to do whatever the case may be. She just didn't seem to be on the same page with me.
I can't compromise who I am for somebody just not to hurt their feelings. Everyone has a right to be who they want to be, and that's cool. And I want Derek to be happy with himself and his life, and it's just not going to mesh well with mine. I know he's disappointed. I am too. That's life. You gotta just pick up the pieces and figure out what you're gonna do next.
I need him. I need him to be there for me.
And when I felt so like angry and like disgusted by him.
You signed up for this experiment just as much as I signed up for the experiment. Just go through with it.
Tell me a little bit more about your dad and why that affects you so much.
I mean, my dad was a great father, and I feel like he raised me and my sisters and my brother right.
How long was he raising you? How long was he in your life?
From when I was a baby to, let's say, about 2-3 years ago when I already had left the house.
So he just left just 2 years ago and
Yeah.
doesn't talk to you, communicate with you at all?
Correct. Like, he kind of just checked out and nobody really knows what happened. So for me, it's like, it's really recent. And I think for Tom to just kind of be so afraid of that about me, like having second doubts about our marriage, because he feels like it's a strain on our relationship and maybe our relationship won't work because of it. And instead of me feeling like he's there for me and more comforting, I feel like he just kind of pushes away. And that really scares me because I need him. I need him to be there for me. My dad took care of us until I left the nest, but it's something like he ultimately ended up leaving. So you might take it like, I can leave. I think about it, what if you decide to leave? Especially because you don't even want to have these long-term conversations.
I want to be 100% clear with you that I would never take such a huge risk and do something like this unless I was 100% committed. I don't know what else to do to prove to you that I'm here for you and I don't want you to be afraid. I don't want you to...
It's time.
Yeah.
Tom, it's not...
Absolutely.
We've only been together a month. The experts have helped out so much, though. Like, Pastor Calvin has been great. Just the advice he gives us and those marriage moments, he sends us texts with them, and I think they just help out so much because it helps put everything back into perspective.
You've only been married 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So you've gone from thinking single to now thinking married. You're gonna have to start thinking about your future together. And time is only going to put more bricks, more levels on that foundation. You know you're not going anywhere. Am I right?
Yeah, I have no
He's
intentions.
not going anywhere. He does need the chance to prove himself. And the way to prove yourself is just to be committed. Just be who you are.
The only way this is gonna get better is with time. And it's something like, I feel like it scares him that it's gonna be forever in our relationship when it's just time.
Tell us about breaking the news about the divorce to your family and your mom, your friends.
Yeah, it was definitely tough just coming off of all the excitement that we all shared only a week or so beforehand. When we got back from the honeymoon, actually, Heather told me that she wanted a divorce.
I don't even know, I'm at a loss for words right now.
I had told my friends what happened on the honeymoon and kind of how bizarre it was and how much of a turn it had taken. And so it wasn't so much of a shocker. It was kind of, we were able to talk about it beforehand, kind of, so. When I told you so soon after the wedding that it had fallen apart, what did you think? Like, what was your reaction?
Man, that was heartbroken, man.
You were surprised you didn't see that coming so soon?
Nah, bro.
It was still tough and just kind of disappointing and frustrating. Anytime you get so excited and put so much into something, it's disappointing for it to not work out the way you want, but that's life.
Sonia took off her wedding ring. How did that make you feel?
Like, it was another way of her showing me that she wasn't really as dedicated as she said she was. Like, if she was dedicated, keep the ring on for a few more weeks. Like, who's it harming to keep it on? So, like, I was having a little bit of animosity towards that.
So I took off my wedding ring because I felt almost like a hypocrite wearing my wedding ring when I felt so like angry and like disgusted by him.
I know she was upset and she was kind of taken back by it, but like, you signed up for this experiment just as much as I signed up for the experiment. Just go through with it. So that's kind of where I was at with that. Was it kind of disheartening? Yeah, for sure. But understood too.
Thanks for watching Unfiltered, the only show that takes you inside the journey of marrying a complete stranger on national television. We hope you enjoyed the show. Don't miss another brand new episode of Married at First Sight next week, right here in FYI.
don't feel like you're a stranger.
I know, right? I never pictured getting married to a stranger.
You may kiss your bride.